Hey everybody, so we're gonna do a quick tutorial. It is Sunday and it is like 1,000,000 degrees. So here's what I do. I use my little round brush and I just missed it. I know we're always talking about dry brushing, or I'm always talking about dry brushing. So the most important things you can have with dry brushing are your Amazon boxes, and I know we have a ton of them. So start cutting those lips off, and we are gonna dry brush. All these paints are different colors, different kinds. Some are chalk paints, some are acrylic, but I will tell you, when I have an acrylic paint, like this one is an acrylic paint, I actually use chalktique and add a dot in there, and or you can use cornstarch. I know people do that, but when I say dry brushing, I don't use unicorn spit. It's literally layers and layers of paint. So what I like to do is have my cardboard, because we do use it throughout the process. Make sure you have like a little garbage can you can toss them in. I also have my my mister bottle, and I also always have little popsicle sticks in case I need to stir the paint. You don't want it to get muddy, so usually you can do 2 or 3 colors, and then you'll have to wash your brush and then start another. But here's what I say when I dry brush. So to get the bright, vibrant, I just look for bright, vibrant colors. I did a piece one time where I did nothing but bright pinks, and I used a little bit of red, I used brighter pinks and a light pink. So, but I'm gonna show you how I did the chest, and I'm gonna be working on the dresser here in probably another week, but I'll just kind of go over it with you. Of course, you want to wash your piece, you want to clean it really good, you want to vacuum it out. If it's a dark piece of wood, then yes, I would prime it with a Kilz, K-I-L-Z, or where is my primer? Here it is. Or Bullseye 123 primer for all surfaces. This stuff is great. So I will tell you, if I use anything that's a spray can, I always use my little handy dandy sprayer. Connects right on the lid, makes it super easy to spray. So no matter what spray paint, seriously, and buy the Rust-Oleum one, because they have a cheaper version and it seriously doesn't work. This thing is amazing. Makes you feel like you're actually using a spray gun, or like like you have a spray machine. Anyway, that's just go over the very basics, just because I think everybody knows wash and clean your piece. Again, if it's a light piece, you could just scuff sand it, which means like with a 220 grit, just to take the shine off. You don't want any shine. Here, I'm just using a scrap piece of wood, just because I haven't gotten a couple of my pieces ready to do yet. But I wanted to show you guys this. And again, it has nothing to do with unicorn spit or the metallic waxes you can put on it. I don't use any of those. It's all about how I put the paint on. So use my brush, I just dab it. See how there's not very much in there? I just dab a little. I take my little piece of cardboard just to get it on the tips, and look, and you just dry brush. Now I'm just gonna put it here just so you can see how if you go with the grain and against the grain. So this right here though, going against the grain, will give you good fade to another color. Now I'm not gonna change it yet, but I want a color that goes really good with the red. So I think I'm gonna go with the blue, because what happens is when you mix red with blue, it's gonna turn purple. So then we can fade to the purple. So again, if you see, I'll just put a little, but see how you can tell that there's red and blue? And there's red, there's blue right there on the tip. See, watch this. So I'll take another piece of cardboard. Again, dry brushing. You don't want to mix it a lot, because look, it'll already start to turn purple with the red on there. But again, look at this. And this is what I'm doing. And see how this is already starting to blend? See how this doesn't blend very well? So I'm gonna give it a light mist with my mister bottle, and then I'm gonna go. And see how it kind of covers it up, which is fine. This is layers and layers of work. You will never get it done right exactly the way you want it to the first time. So now I'm gonna go to purple, because that's what kind of color we're kind of fading to. Again, I'm gonna use my little piece of cardboard. I'll leave that there just so you can see, and here we go. And I'm just gonna go just like over to edge, and then I'm gonna pull it down. So then I'm going back over the blue, and see how the red starts to come back? And then you just keep blending. So see how it's kind of a dark purple now? Now, I can either go with a little bit darker color with the green before I have to wash my brush, because it's gonna start to turn muddy, and that's where you have to stop. I know, there's so many colors. So again, dry brush, use those pieces of cardboard, and here we go. And I'll just do random spots and blend it. And then I think, oh, that's maybe a little bit too muddy right there. So I'm gonna mist it a little, and I'm gonna drag it over. So I'm just dragging colors over. So as you can see how the red's kind of barely peeking through? We got a little bit of the blue and a little purple, and now we've got, it looks like green. So I'm gonna wash my brush. See, it's too muddy to continue. So I'm gonna wash my brush, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Look, I just washed the brush. See how it's still damp? So buy you one of these $5 aprons at Harbor Freight. I swear, I love Harbor Freight just because these aprons are not heavy. You can get them dirty, you can wash them. And this is actually clean. Can you see it? It's actually clean. I just got it out of the dryer. Anyway, so here we are back to dry. Now, we have a little bit of space, but I think I'll move to another piece of cardboard. Again, just stack all those up because you can toss them when you're done. Now, see how that red is like, and chalk paint dries pretty quick. So see, right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start and we're gonna add a little yellow because we wanna brighten this up over here. And then I'll show you what we're gonna do with the red. So I got yellow. Again, this is like one of those super optic. Oh, and by the way, these little dishes, seriously, they are from Dollar Tree. I buy them in the section, look. I buy tons of these because I can mix my paint and actually save it or toss them, doesn't matter. So I have my yellow, a little dry brush on the lips of the boxes. We're now ready, watch this. Not heavy, we're just going light. See how it goes over the green and how it starts to blend? Now like, watch what it does with the red and the purple. See how it kind of highlights it? And then we can go back this way and it gives us a totally different look. See how it drags the green back over the yellow? So remember, the pieces that you see that are finished are layers and layers of doing this. But, so this right here looks amazing. But what I wanna do is I wanna get a little orange because then I wanna move into the purple and then we'll go back to the red to show you. So we have orange. Ooh, that's a little too much. Thank goodness this is dry brushing. You can get rid of some of that, or if you need to go back. Lots of times if you want to blend a color, like we want to blend, you know what, I'll show you how to do that. So if we were going to go from yellow to orange, we'll take this right here and we'll just mix it because it's what we had left over. So it'll be a little bit lighter, and then I'll just drag it right across, look, very lightly, just lightly. And then you can go deeper over here because we're going to go bright orange right here because this is the bright. Dry brush. Oh, I didn't get enough on there. Dry brush. And then we're gonna go back over this. So it's just gonna be brighter than the one you just had. Now look, I'm just gonna drag over that purple again. Now look. Now see how you can see those colors start to kind of come through? Look, I'm gonna go over the yellow. And again, remember, this is layers and layers. Now, here's for the fun part. So I've got the orange on here. I'm gonna fade back over across this. So I'm gonna add this optic purple, which honestly is probably my favorite color besides pink. This has too much, so it's ready for trash. I'm gonna dry brush on there. See how it's kind of blending that color? So I'm really gonna blend it because I really wanna blend those two colors together. I'm gonna put a little bit more. And then we're gonna go right over. So it looks like it's totally blending into, again, this is dry brushing. If I want to blend it a little more, I'm gonna spritz a little and look. But I like how it goes with the wood grain. So that's kind of like our base. So it looks kind of muddy. It's like, what are we gonna do next? So what we want to do is we want to brighten it up with all these bright colors, but we've got them already starting to blend together. So what we're going to do is, I still have this kind of purpley orange. So we're going to go back to the red. We're going to put red on there. Okay, let me pause it. Yes? Okay, so we have the red. And so here's what we're gonna do. Got the red, we're gonna go completely back where we had the red, but look, and we're gonna go across, all the way across. And look, it starts to highlight those colors. So now, because we have the red, we're able to go right to the pink. Now again, I'm getting a lot of pink on there. Dry brush, get as much off. And then, here we go. Lightly, you're just going lightly over where you want. Okay, now remember, you can use as many colors, you can highlight. I'm gonna start putting a lot more of the pink down here because I'm gonna go back over the pink with yellow just to highlight it. But see how it starts to bring those vibrant colors out? Now I can go back to the purple. Since I don't have a lot in there, I won't have to dry brush. Well, let's dry brush a little. So I'll put a little here and I'm gonna drag it super light. Look. Look how it does those colors. And then I'll just drag the purple over the pink. And they start to complement each other and highlight each other. Now what we really want is this bright blue. So pretty. See how I use so many of these? Thank goodness I get Amazon delivered, like everybody else, I'm sure. So here we go. We're gonna go this way. Look. And just randomly drag it through. See how it starts to brighten those colors up? Look at that. Wowza. Look. Isn't that super cool? Okay, so once again, we're starting to get muddy. So I'm gonna go wash my brush and I'll be right back. Okay, we washed the brush. Here we are, drying it off again. See how these colors are starting to come to life? So now we're gonna get some of this baby pink. Now we're gonna go over the whole top with the baby pink because it will highlight everything. Now again, that's a lot more than I really wanted, so that's why we love cutting off the box lids. You always need them when you're dry brushing. You know what? Even that's too much. There we go. Ready? Look at this. And it's just back and forth. And it just highlights. And I'm gonna go that way because I'm still getting a texture. And you wait, I know it looks like we're covering up all the colors we put there, but just watch. So we've done that. And now we've got this beautiful highlighted piece. Now, here we go. We're gonna try to go light to dark. So, because most of these have dried. So we're gonna go back to the yellow. And these are gonna be even a lighter blend. Now again, this is not a piece of furniture, so you can put the color wherever you want. This is just an example, but I'm just gonna go over the edge right here, just because I wanna kind of bring the yellow here to kind of bring your eye to it too. So I'm gonna go lightly, look, a little bit here. The cool thing about this is if you get tired and you think, oh, I'll look at it again tomorrow, you can totally do that. And then I'll put, so you think, wow, that looks like a lot. But again, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get a lot of paint on here. Now, we went there, I really want a little bit more orange. So I'm gonna put a dot there because I do want a little bit more orange. So I'm gonna drag the orange up right through here. And then across like that. Just because I really like that orange too. You know what, maybe I'll bring it up a little more. But it's cool how they start to blend together even if you go over them. Now, see how the red's still covered up? Once we get to the pink and the purple, we'll do red as one of the last because I really like how the red and the optic purple kind of like look like they're glowing, if for no other explanation they do. So here's pink. So I'm gonna drag that back over here. You know what? I want a little bit more pink on here. And again, if you want them blended even more, all you have to do is take a little bottle, spray a dot, and you can go like this and blend it, and it'll blend the colors more. So see, there's areas that you want to blend, and there's areas that you just want to dry brush completely and not blend. So see how it makes it a little smoother in that area where we did the blending. So we have the orange, and then you know what, that green just didn't do enough justice. So let's put some more green on it again. I think we'll put a dot right up here. Let's have the orange fade to the green. And then we'll just kind of put a little, and then I'm gonna put a little green right here because I really like it. It's a bright, it is Tree Frog. I think it's called Tree Frog from Dixie Belle. That's what this green is. It's a really bright color. So I'm just gonna leave it because I like how the contrast is up here, okay? Now, I can probably get a good purple out in here before we have to wash our brush again. This is a 2-inch. I use a 1-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch, and a 4-inch, depending on the size of the project. I could probably go on with a smaller one, and I can put the link below also on the set. These are not expensive, but I love them because they're round. I don't know, just seems like it works better when I'm trying to do this because I can also do really good with stippling with this brush. Now, again, I got a lot of purple. I always do that. I love purple so much. So I'm gonna leave it there because I might use some more. So again, here we go. This paint is in the way. I'm gonna go a little bit right here because I really just wanna highlight that yellow. Purple and yellow go so good together anyway. So this is all about, ooh, look how that came out. This is all about your style and what you like. So don't let anybody else tell you, oh my God, you can't do that, or oh my God, you can't paint furniture. You can. And I do it. And I do a lot of stained work too. So it just depends on the piece and what I feel like doing. So I added that blue because I thought it would look really good with that purple. So I'm gonna just dab this because see how the purple is already mixing with the blue? Oh, we lost it. I'll have to pick that up. So I'm gonna go back here and go up. See how it's starting to electrify? More layers, more layers. Look at that. Whew. Okay, so we have purple and blue on there. So what I wanna do is I wanna add that red, this red, because the red, I always add red and the yellows and this electric purple, usually at the very end, because I want my brush clean and I don't want it mixed with any other colors. So I'm gonna go wash this and then I'll show you how we do this. Okay, we're back. I cleaned the brush again. Now I do have quite a few of these, and so they're water-based paints, well, for the few acrylics, but they're water-based paints, so I know I can wash them, but I don't like to let them dry with paint on them. So even if I have a couple of the same size, I'll still leave them. I have bowls of water, and this is, again, I just wanted to show you guys really quick how I do this. So making sure it's dry. We did the blue and the purple, so I'm gonna go back to the red because the red just highlights. Now again, I'm at the very bottom of the red, see? So hang on, let me get a little more red. I'm just gonna pour a dot in there, hang on. It's actually, this particular red is called Crimson, and it's by Waverly, and I think you can even get it at Walmart. Like, I love it to do a blending because to me this is a bright violet red. It's not an orange red, so I really like it. Anyway, so I got a good amount of red on there, look. So what I'm gonna do, take this same one, I'll just kind of stipple it because I want as much as this to highlight. So watch this, I'm gonna go back over where we started, and look, it's like it just highlights the whole piece. So you can drag it lightly, and wherever your brush lands a little bit heavier is what you can do, is you can just leave it. Look, isn't that amazing? The cool part about it is you can go from red, if you wanted to add more blue. I've done go from red to this purple, but we've already added purple. So what I really want to do is I want to really go with this electric. So let's do some electric here. See if I have enough left in there. And I'm gonna drag it right here, a little over the blue, because we know red and blue make purple. And then we can go just straight across. Ooh, you know what? Let's add some orange right there because I don't feel like we have enough orange on it. Again, that's why I'm always throwing these away. I'm gonna get a little more. Sorry, you guys, I just wanted to get this done for you today. And it is so hot. I'm in Arizona. It's like 115 right now. Look at that. So I'm gonna pull this over so you can see how it goes over. And then I'm gonna put, I'm gonna get a lot on here because I'm really going for the orange now, not the orange red. And I'm just gonna drag it right down here. So see how those other colors still show through? But if you think, oh, maybe I don't want that, I really would, that's too much, like that's too much, I really wanna try to add something else. Then you can go back if you think, oh, that's the cool thing about this, about painting like this. You can change this up as many times as you want. You don't know how many times just on that dresser alone, I got up and I was like, I need to add more. So I'm gonna go over real fast, really light. And there we go, look. So I've got the red highlight. Now I wanna add yellow. Again, we're getting close to kind of like a muddy color. So I'm gonna see if I can get the yellow, because it's kind of like a yellow blue. I don't know if you can really tell, a yellow, kind of, I wanna get this bright yellow. So here's what we're gonna do, because this is gonna be the last color. And again, this is just for purposes because I wanna get to show you how we do the 3D effect with different shapes and things. So I got a little red yellow on here. I'm gonna go back over what we just did, okay? I'm gonna go right here, just right back over it. So see how that could start to muddy if you didn't wash it? And then I'm gonna add a little right there. See, look at that. So the coolest part about it is the purples to me. The purples go so good with all the colors, but look, like now, look, we are way too muddy. I'm gonna go wash this and we'll do the last little pass and then we'll get to the fun stuff. I don't know, I think this is pretty fun too. Okay, so here we go. I got a clean brush again. I think the colors are just looking amazing. But you know what? I look at it and you know what I don't see? I don't see the pink. I gotta add the pink. So look, still dry brushing. So I know people think it's unicorn spit, but it's not. It's pure creativity. And I love to say talent, but believe me, there's a lot of trial and error. You might get up tomorrow and say, oh, I don't really like this color. Well, guess what? You can change colors in it. So I'm gonna drag the pink over just to give us some super brightness. Right here. I wanna go over here. I love this pink. Then I think I'll add a little bit right here. Let's see how the other colors show through. I love pink. Pink and purple, as you can tell, are my favorite. I'm gonna just spice up this corner. Look, I just go over it a little. Look at that. So, last but not least, we got the orange. I'm gonna try to put a dot of yellow without muddying it, but with the pink, it looks pretty. So I'm gonna put a top ready. Look, I'm gonna go back over this pink we just did. Look how that blended so pretty. And it will, see look. So it looks like I made a whole nother color. And then you think, oh, maybe that blended too much. It's It's okay. See, if you don't like how that blended, just give it a minute. Do your brush, dry brush. Try to get as much off of there as you can. Look. And you say, oh, you know what? I think I want this blue showing through. Maybe you'll cover some of that up. And here's what you do. I better use the back of this one. Take that little bit of dry brushing. Here we go. We'll go this way. Because see, we have a little blue this way, a little blue this way. And it just depends. Like if you want to go back that way, you can. That's what the beauty of this is. You can do whatever you want. Look. It's just going to bring out the color. I'm going to add a little right here. But see how the yellow still shows through? And the pink. And then I'll give it a little bit of green. So you can highlight however you want to highlight. If you want to drag more this way, then get crazy and drag more that way. Again, this is your masterpiece. Look, you can mix them together and drag it that way so you have paint and you can see all the colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'm just dragging some of that just so I can wash off my brush. I think we have some really good colors here. And then I'm going to show you how we do the different design. Everybody thinks it's decoupage. It's not. But I also will tell you, it is a hit or miss. Do not try this first on your piece, because what if you don't like the design? I've done this so many times on pieces of cardboard, on cardboard boxes. I save every Amazon box just to use to practice, because I think, what if I don't like that design? You're gonna laugh. I use a lot of different lace. I don't buy it expensive at the fabric store because I feel like I use so much of it. I buy, you'll laugh, but at the thrift stores, you can even buy lace blouses and bring them home and cut them up into strips. So I'm gonna show you what I did. So let me go wash my brush and I'll be right back. Okay, here is the fun part. So how I make it look 3D. So this was off of a blouse, this was off of something else. They're two different prints. And then this is like a little stencil I had from something, who knows. So you have to decide, do you want these? Which one do you want to be, I guess, on top? So if you're layering it, I'll show you what I did. So what I wanted to do was I wanted the chandelier on the other project to look like it stood out, but I still wanted to kind of give it that eclectic, maximalist, boho kind of look. So I went over some of it. So I'm gonna put this like right here, and I'm just gonna leave it right there. And then I'm going to take some paper and some painter's tape and tape it up. So I'll be right back. Okay, so for the sake of the video, I used paper towels. I taped this down with painter's tape, went back over the edge with a wet towel, damp towel, I guess I should say. As you can see, I didn't go through every single little tiny one because it's okay. I'm really aiming for this. It does not have to be a perfect science. But again, like I said, I would definitely try this on a cardboard box, on whatever shapes you're doing or using, because once you do this, if you don't like it and you've done it on the piece, you have to sand it, reprime it, and start over. So I do wear a respirator, and for giggles, I think I will use, let's see, I think I will use silver with these colors. So I'm gonna get my respirator on and my silver paint, and I'll be right back. Again, I use cardboard boxes for everything, even like to hold the edges of where I'm painting. And I've got this all set up. I wanted to show you this. Make sure that nozzle is like perfect right there. Well, turn it a little. No, turn it that way, Lisa. There you go. So I wanted to show you this before I put my respirator on. So I'm just gonna lightly go over it and then take it off really quick, okay? Okay, respirator off. We're gonna take this off and look at it. Okay, ready? You have to be careful because it's stuck to, but I'm gonna try to take it all off at the same time so you can see it as we unveil it. Ready? Lift it from the end and pull straight up. Isn't that beautiful? I'm gonna try to zoom in so you can see how pretty that looks over that paint. Look at that. So that we did in metallic silver on that piece of wood, see? So now we're gonna try the lace. I will tell you, if you use anything other than a metallic to do things like this, so like the metallic, it's almost already dry, look. If you use any other spray paints, wait till it dries because I guarantee it takes longer, especially if you live somewhere humid. Okay, so I'm gonna place the lace just strategically over my board. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this piece over all of this part right here, because I want it to go over that much of the design. Actually, let's push it up. So I know my edge is here, and I want the part of the design to go over this. So this part will jump out at you, and this part will look like it's sunk back a little. Here's the other piece of lace. It's a little bit different. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna cross it over. So I'm gonna cross it over. Let's just cross it right here because I'd like for these colors to show. And again, trial and error. So this will have kind of like a double weird effect. This will have this one and this will have this pattern. So watch what I'm gonna do for this. Our trusty cardboard. I don't want any of this done. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cover it up with cardboard just because I don't wanna tape it off. If it's a big piece of furniture, I tape it off. So, oh, hang on. We want that part to show too. I think I need a little smaller piece of cardboard. Hang on. You won't even believe, after you watch my videos, how much cardboard you'll be saving. Hey, whatever works, right? So I really like that color. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull it over a little. So this will be more. And I like this color and a little bit there. So I'll lay this here. So I really only need one. As you can tell, you try to, here's what I'll do. Make sure you try to lay it flat. Do not spray this at an angle at any time. Always go over completely the top. I want this to show through. So I'm just gonna put that right there. So we'll have a faded effect here, we'll have a double effect right here, and then we'll have this print right here. Again, I'm gonna put on my mask, and I think we will use, let's use pink. That way you can see. We'll use Fusion. This one's Fusion, look. This one is Fusion in Gloss Hot Pink. This one will take a bit to dry, and I wanna tell you, I am putting my handle back on it, but like I said, when we do the lace, once you spray it, you have to get that lace off immediately. So I'm gonna put my respirator back on, and you'll watch me do this really fast, and I'll spray it and then I'll rip it all off so you can see what it looks like, but I probably won't be talking. Always test. Sorry, I have my respirator on. Always test it on a piece of cardboard. Make sure you have it straight and spray like that. See how it's not shook up enough? Look. I'm gonna shake this up some more. There we go. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna use this to cover the edge. Whoops. I'll just sit that right there. It's okay if it moves around. It's okay. Again, don't spray at an angle. And you can see where you've sprayed on the fabric itself. Okay, so I'm gonna sit this down and get these off as quick as possible. Ready? Watch this. Look at that. Look at this. Look. And I know it's pink and silver, but it's absolutely amazing with those colors. But see, so I use gold and black. You can use any colors that you want. And then we will highlight it a little bit, just so you can see what you can do.
I just wanted to add this little clip right here. This is where I add pale gold pigment. I add orange gold and lemon gold. I mix them with infusers in one of these little bowls. And then this time, I transferred it to the little tiny container because it's easier to work with than a bigger one. But I wanted you to be able to see the colors that I use to mix.
Okay, just to let you know, you can save those pieces of lace, but what I do is I lay them to dry and let them completely dry, and then I wash them in the washer with, usually when I'm just doing towels, and then I lay it to dry. The paint doesn't come off, but at least it keeps pretty much its softness. Right now what I'm doing is I'm going to show you how to add a little pizzazz. This is 2 or 3 different colors of gold pigment mixed with infuser. Again, I will put the link below so you know where to get this stuff. It's by PoshChalk Paint. It's absolutely amazing stuff. Sorry to keep walking away. So I have this little cheesy brush, like Hello Hobby. I think I got this that's probably at Walmart too, or Target, one of the two. So it's always about the dry brushing. I know I say that a lot, but it's true. So I'm gonna use this. The pink's not dry yet, but that's okay, it will be. So I take this little brush. I use these little cups. Oh, and I use these cups. These are shot glasses from the dollar store. They're the plastic shot glasses. And you can save this. Like you can actually put it in a Tupperware and put a lid on it and save it so you can use it. So here's what I'm gonna do. Take my cardboard, dry brush a little bit of that, and there we're gonna do, watch. Let's just add a little bit of gold to it, so you can see where we're gonna highlight. Then we'll add a little more. And you never wanna get too much because this stuff is honestly, once it's on, it's on. So if I wanna decorate this edge and go, ooh, let's add a little to that to get a little definition. And then say, oh, you know what, that color would be pretty even if I added it somewhere else. So let's just put a little bit right here. And add, and again, these are super light, dry brush strokes. I'll put a little here. And then, again, dry brushing. So here's what I'm gonna do. I wanna add a little to the silver. We put that little here, but I wanna give this a little bit. So I'll be like, oh, and just accentuate it. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to paint it, but look how it gives it its own little personality. And then, oh, you know, these went that way. So we'll add a little more here. Maybe add a dot there.
And you can always add, like I said, maybe I want to accentuate the knot. You could put it some over that if you wanted to. I kind of like how this has the swoosh look over here, so I'm going to add a little bit right there too. And this does dry really fast, so you have to kind of work with it quickly. I'll add a dot there. So if you want to add, you can put as much as you want on it, and you could just do just as much as a little. But I will show you now. You can see how it shimmers. Look. Isn't that so pretty? Look at that corner. See? So gorgeous, people. I love this so much. I think I might actually put this in my paint cabinet. I'm just gonna add a little more just because I'm all about glam. So I really do love gold stuff, if you couldn't tell. There's gold on almost every single one of my projects. So here's what I'm gonna do. One more little dry brush. And I think I want a little more here because I just like how it looks when it goes up over that red. What do you think? We didn't add enough right there. Okay, so I will wash my brush super fast because once this dries, if you do not wash it out immediately, so there, we saved this in our little Tupperware to use again. And here you have what could be the front of a cabinet. Look, like even if you turn it this way, look how cool that looks. Look at that. And you guys helped me do this today. I will tell you, I think it's like 117 now, so I'm super sweaty and the salt's getting in my eyes. But I told you guys I would do that this weekend, so here you go. If you have absolutely any questions or you need help, definitely reach out to me, put comments. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. I get a lot of people asking for tutorials. So if you could subscribe, like, and comment on my YouTube, oh my gosh, it would mean the world to me. I'm just trying to help people get the word out and different techniques and things you don't have to spend a fortune on. But I'm going to try to tilt this so you can kind of see a little bit better from up here. Look at that. That is so pretty. Okay, you guys, I'll see you later. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe at the button below. Oh yeah, and don't forget that little bell so you get all of my reminders or alerts, notifications, whatever they call it. Bye, guys.